Here we go. It is the preview show for the big one. It's the cup final on Sunday at Hampden against Rangers. I'm joined by Declan McConville to preview the big game. Declan, first of all, I want to start with the other night, Wednesday night, Celtic Park against Hamilton. Dramatic finish, stressful to say the least. What did you make it, and how can that impact the team's mentality going into this game night?
I think for a lot of the game, you could probably see Hamilton getting something, and obviously when it comes at the very 90th minute, your heart sank because we knew the score at Betfred was 2 each. We knew that Rangers were looking as if we were going to drop points, and we had to win the game. We need to win every game just now. But again, captain Scott Brown steps up. You know, going to the very end, that's what wins you championships, and gets that really, really vital goal. Rangers drop points. We go 2 points clear at the top of the table. And it gives us, you know, I think it gives us a big advantage going into this game. Yeah, it is the cup, but that will have hurt Rangers a bit, I'd imagine.
Do you think we can get a positive psychological bounce from it, if you like, a boost going into Sunday?
I think so. I think even the managers kind of been playing mind games. Hopefully we'll have Edward, Bolingoli and Elanusi for Sunday too, which is kind of, you've been putting a wee bit of doubt into some fans' head through the week, saying whether they'll be fit or not, but hopefully they will be. And even that could damage Rangers in the dressing room on Sunday when they see their names in the team sheet.
Going back to the first derby then at Ibrox in September, getting into that one, it's fair to say we were underdogs. They're certainly out with Celtic. We were seen as underdogs. Rangers were the favourites. Given our performances at Ibrox last season, we bossed it generally across the whole game. We were a much better team. We won 2-0 in the end. Do you think coming into this one, we're the favourites?
I think we maybe lacked a bit of belief at times. Obviously, we'd played Rangers in May and lost at Ibrox, and then it could have been what was expected from the media that we were going to go to Ibrox and get beat. And obviously, we went there and we were top class and we outperformed. It was just a fantastic performance in the day. But I think that probably would have helped the players, because I know it's the cup, I know it's a final, it's a different venue, but psychologically the Celtic players know this Rangers team is capable of beating, and they've already did that this season. They've proven, and I want to prove that again on Sunday.
Aye. Do you think we're the favourites? Would you say we're the favourites?
I would say we're the favourites. I mean, we've won the past 3 League Cups, we're going for our 10th trophy in a row, so you know, we're so dominant. This cup run that we've been on,
it's incredible.
It's incredible. And to be going for their 4th League Cup, don't know if that's ever been did in Celtic history. I know Jockstein won 3 in a row.
Don't think so.
Obviously, Brendan had won 3 League Cups in a row, so I don't think Celtic ever did that before. So that, again, record breaking if we do that on Sunday. And Neil Lennon would be first time winning the League Cup as a manager too.
Aye, huge. How much do you think that experience, except the Celtic players have got vast amounts of experience in cup finals now? Obviously we've won the last 9 domestic trophies. Huge experience at Hampden and these big games as well. This group of Rangers players, by all account, haven't played in a major final, most of them. So do you think that can give us an edge, because the players, they've got a positive association with Hampden, they're used to going there and winning? Do you think we can benefit for that as well?
It probably can. Obviously, whatever team's more up for it in the day will win the game inevitably, but you know, Bertie Auld said that in their day they felt that Hampden was like a training ground, and I think that's kind of what it became for us, that we go there expecting to be dominant and generally in finals come back with a trophy in our hands. So Rangers players have obviously played there before. They had a good performance against Hearts in the semi-final to get there, but under pressure in a big final, they've not been in a final since 2016, which ended in disaster for them. And the team from Leaf winning their first trophy in 114 Scottish Cup in 114 years. So yeah, I mean, I think we've got a big psychological boost in every aspect in this game.
In terms of form then, Rangers, first of all, they've been in good form. They've been in good form. Last 6, 4 wins and 2 draws. Playing well in Europe as well. Do you think they're in a better place now, even in their development as a team, compared to how they were at Ibrox?
Possibly.
Early in the season.
You know, at the start of the season, they showed signs that they were now be able to kill off teams in games. You know, they gave Aberdeen a battering at Ibrox. beat Hibs by a comfortable margin too, and in Europe as well, they've proved that they can go up against decent sides. I mean, I wouldn't say Porto or Feyenoord are the team that they used to be, but they've still played well and get points off them, so they might feel that they're in a better place. I don't know. This Rangers team still needs to prove itself to me. They're still not win a trophy. Even Steven Gerrard's not win a trophy. So until they do that, they've not proven themselves.
We're in brilliant form. Obviously, 11 wins in a row in all competitions. We always hear that form goes out the window in these games, particularly as well, given that it's a cup final. Do you think that's the case? That form's irrelevant in these games?
These games are always big games, Cup finals are always big games. Form doesn't always play a key part, but football players that say they don't read the press and don't listen to things are probably talking nonsense. The players, Celtic players, know what's expected and they know they want to get into this game. That they've been on the losing side against Rangers before and they're probably hurt because of it. They won't want that feeling again, and they want to win this game and just continue a good run, because it's a really difficult month as well, so this is just another big game for them, and I think that's how they'll see it.
The big talking point coming into this game, certainly for us, is team selection. We've been missing some big players in the past couple of weeks, most notably Edouard up top. El Yunusi's been out for a couple of weeks as well, and we've missed Ball and Goalie at left back. How many of those three do you expect to start on Sunday at Hampden? Possibly
the three of them. They all bring something really different to the team. I think they'd be more comfortable if we had Bolly back in at left back, instead of maybe having to take somebody else out of position because Greg's cup tied.
Yeah.
Edouard, of course, you could go on all day about him. He's phenomenal. He's been excellent this season, and he's unplayable at times, and I don't think Rangers can cope with him. So really, really, hopefully he's back in the team. El Yunusi, he's proven himself at first. I know he's come in for a bit of criticism, but just kicked on and he showed his quality why he went for such a big price tag. But if there is a maybe question of that position, I would probably preferably like Michael Johnson.
I was going to say that,
left hand side.
Mikey Johnson's been sharp since he came back.
Yeah, and I don't like taking Ryan and Jamesy out of position. I prefer Forrest on the right hand side and kind of Christie playing as a number 10. So McGregor, Brown, obviously. So I'd probably say if Mohamed's not fit, Michael Johnson would probably be my pick to go in there, because I think it would cause Rangers problems. Certainly cause James Tavernier problems.
You've mentioned something there that we talked about in the post-match pint after the Hamilton game the other night. How important is it for us to get Christie back in that 10 position? Do you think that's where he's most effective, and then the knock-on effect that has in the team is greater than when he's out wide?
Yeah, I spoke about Odson there. I think he needs a really good Ryan Christie behind him as well, because we know his quality, not just scoring goals but he assists so many goals too, and he's been absolutely red hot this season, Ryan Christie, for us. So I think he can do a job on the wing, but he's naturally through the middle seems to be his best position, and again he's a player that can cause damage to Rangers and inevitably win you matches.
Aye, absolutely, and I think Edouard, again, he's the one out of those three who we just can't do without. He's so vital to everything that we do in an attacking sense. In terms of the Rangers team, it was obviously one that Steven Gerrard got catastrophically wrong in the first derby at Ibrox. I don't think Kent was available for them at that time.
No. I don't think they'd signed.
I don't think he'd signed yet. Had he?
Probably had signed him just at the tail end, so he'd just be probably in the door.
I think maybe it was us beating them that made him go and sign him.
The transfer window. Sorry, that's right. It was the Monday.
So didn't have Kent. He packed the midfield. The five, two sitters and the three in front. They were all central midfielders effectively. So how different do you think the Rangers team will look this time? Would you expect Kent to start, obviously, and then who on the right hand side? Will it be Arfield, Ojo?
I've heard a lot of criticism come in for Shea Ojo. Doesn't seem to be a fan's favourite. Scott Arfield scored the other night. He's one of the favourites at Ibrox. So they've got options, but probably the best thing Steven Gerrard could do is play players in their natural position, because at Ibrox he just made a total mess of it, and I think he had to take responsibility that day himself, because he just, he needs to play his players in his best position to get the best out of them.
And at left back for us, obviously you've mentioned Bolingoli coming back there. Do you think it's a risk to start him? Obviously, well, he's only been out a fortnight, which you think a fortnight, there's no real loss of fitness in a fortnight, but Bolingoli hasn't played the best part of a month. He came off the semi-final against Hibs at half-time. Do you think it's a risk to start him? Obviously, Taylor's cup tied, so it is a headache for us. Johnny Hayes is back in training as well, but if it was down to Hayes and Bolingoli, who would you go with?
Maybe Johnny, just because of fitness. But obviously, not actually left back. Bolingoli was phenomenal at Ibrox. And obviously, Johnny came on and he scored the second goal. But for 90 minutes, Bolingoli go off at Ibrox? No. Him and Julian proved their £10 million between them price tag that day. So probably, you would say Bolly, but if it is maybe down to fitness, I'd probably give Johnny Hayes at the nod just in front. But it's a good headache to have if you've got the two of them available and fit.
And again, in these games, we've seen it at Ibrox, the start to the game is so important. Winning battles early doors, setting the tempo. If we can do that, I think we'll take control of the game and we can win it. We know that if we play at our level, it's there for us. How do you see it? How do you see the game going on Sunday?
I think it's important to win the first few battles. Ibrox, the big punt into the corner, kind of laid a marker down, I think, for the rest of the game.
Do you think if we take kick-off, do you think we'll do something similar this time? Or do you think it was a one-off?
Maybe a one-off, just because we'd went there and we'd lost, and the hype up to it.
Psychological.
I think if we win the first few battles and start to play football, Rangers won't be able to cope with us. It's just about keeping it simple, I think, at the start of the game, and just not getting enthralled in just stupid situations. Just keep it simple. Don't get yourself into messes and get involved in situations. Play football, play to your potential, and we'll win the game.
Score prediction?
3-1 Celtic.
3-1 Celtic. There you go. That's it for the preview show. We'll be back tomorrow with the official Celtic Fans TV starting 11 prediction, and you can see what we think will happen with the team at left back, at left wing, who's going to play in the 10, and will Edward start up front. I don't think that's a secret for MD, is it? I think Edward will be back. Like the video, comment your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.